it's going to be Vertigo, King of the Hill, and I just heard the competitors just finding out that it was King of the Hill, and they weren't too excited about it. So we'll see if the blue team, TWERK team, is able to continue their streak and start to challenge the streak of the enemy team. We're going to be providing also updates from the other side of the floor to let everyone know what's going on in the other stations as well, but we're going to be checking out what's going on with this main stage match in just a second.
Yeah, so King of the Hill on Vertigo should be pretty interesting. I mean, we checked it out. We've played it a few times. Some of the hill locations are pretty cool. Some of them are going to be really tough to try to control. I mean, I know there's one right up on the base. There's one in the tower. There's one down low right where rockets spawn. That's the very first hill that people are going to compete over. That's going to be fun to watch, to see who gets the rockets, who controls the hill. And, yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's going to be great. We're actually ready to jump into that gameplay right now, and I feel it's fitting to jump back on board with the blue team. As you see here, we're going to be looking at Naked Eli's POV once again. We'll see if they'll be able to switch up the points of view throughout the match, throughout the following series. But now, starting off with the gameplay here, it's right away. Naked Eli grabs that rockets, gets the first point, and in control of the hill. You got to have the idea that he has a slight upper hand against his opponent here.
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of surprised that he's staying in the hill. I mean, not everyone needs to be in the hill. The points don't accumulate faster by having multiple teammates in the hill. If you have a weapon like that, I'd almost sit back and just take people out that try to go in and attack your teammates within the hill.
That's right, picking up a killing spree immediately. That was 5 kills within the first 30 seconds of the match. An excellent job here. His team now has an uncontested 26 points as they rack up this lead, and if they continue this, no doubt they'll be able to really steamroll their competition in this game type. Let's also remind everyone at home that this is the first time this game type has ever been played in competition. Also the first time either of these teams has ever played this game type. So this is really a first look at Vertigo, King of the Hill. And as you said, that A hill is surely going to be moving over to B. As you see right here in the bottom of the cave, Eli already on his way to grab those points. Now blue team with a huge lead, 37-6.
Yeah, I almost want to call this area wreckage. I mean, there's over on the left side, there's a cliff, and there's like a tunnel that's made out of a damaged structure. That's kind of cool, and that's almost, I want to call that the wreckage area side of the caves. And even farther back in these caves, there's all the sorts of like tech boxes and things. I mean, there's all sorts of call outs that I think are going to be really good for this map and easy to use for players to locate themselves.
Yeah, Eli right there with a knife in the back pocket lands that kill with the energy sword. As you see his team doing really well here to establish a huge lead on Vertigo, King of the Hill. And you got to wonder, Quinn, could this be the start of a huge run? With the way they're playing so far, I wouldn't be surprised if they were on the station for the rest of the tournament and they found themselves in the finals.
Yep, now we are here on board with JJ117 of SHARKNADO. He's lower left-hand corner. He's got the regen field. I'm curious to see how he uses that in this mode. You could actually trigger the regen field outside of the hill, and you could stand inside the hill and use it. Regen field, for those of you who don't know, it helps regenerate your shields faster. So really curious to see how he utilizes that, and as well, he's got his DMR loadout pushing up on this hill, and the what we're calling the base area. There's a lift right there. 2 teammates of TWERK team push up there, and it looks like he's got taken out, and now we've got the blue team out there trying to take control of that once again, as it's 93-6 and counting.
Yeah, right here, really racking up a huge lead. Once again, this game type is played up to 250 points, and TWERK team doing a really job to race all the way there. We're also seeing SHARKNADO using that new DMR from the Steel Skin Pack, which is pretty fancy if I do say so myself. However, he hasn't really been able to put it to good use just yet.
Yeah, I do really like that skin. I think just the combination, the gold and the wood finish on it is pretty great. But you know what? Like you said, they're not really doing so hot right now. I mean, I'm kind of curious to see how are they going to pull this out, if at all. You know, I mean, it's just 4 minutes left. It's looking lights out.
It is definitely looking grim. Switching back on board with Naked Eli, who still has that sword out, really wrecking havoc, and might pick up this incineration cannon. Now with the incineration sword combo, not sure I've ever seen that, but he's rocking it and doing quite well. His team racking up a huge lead, and it's really just a matter of time until they get to that 250 mark, which I wouldn't be surprised if he got there before the time limit actually ran out. Red team getting a little bit of time here, but that incineration cannon just destroys all of Hill D, and they pick up that kill. And look at that, Naked Eli using that incineration cannon to his advantage and just racking up this huge lead. So them doing pretty well here. We talked about these outer caves, Quinn.
Yep.
Really, you can sneak around pretty much the entirety of the map. We even saw a player on the last game who was playing on the other team earlier. That was Team Arlington, crouching in the cave with the saw. So when you are playing modes with motion tracker enabled, these caves can be pretty deadly. And of course, with motion tracker disabled, even more important.
Yeah, you know, like I said, he just picks up a triple kill with that incinerator cannon. I mean, that thing is such a game ender. It's so powerful. I'm surprised it just doesn't blow up the entire level when every time someone uses it. You know, it's just crazy to see. And he's just running around recklessly, just doing what he wants. He's got a sword. He used all of his incinerator cannon, and now they're just, you know, they're just coasting right now.
That's right there. We just saw over the shoulder of Joe Fries, who was playing over there now we're back with Naked Eli, who's playing. Still has that sword out. He's really controlling ring 2. Has to be careful about those fusion coils. Now 174 to 20. We'll talk about also, we haven't really seen the interactive elements used yet, Quinn. We haven't seen players using those to drop enemy shields, and you and I were thinking that later on in the lifespan of this map, after the Champions Bundle releases, you can bet that you're going to see quite a bit of that being used, and players probably avoiding this 2 areas at all costs.
Yeah, I mean, unless you put some really nice cheese up there for the mice to go get, right? Some awesome power weapons or anything like that. I mean, you're definitely going to see that, but early on, people that are watching the stream, people that pay attention to bulletins and all that, they're going to know about it, right? So you're going to have a little bit of an advantage, and but I do agree with you that it's going to be a little bit of those areas that people are going to want to stay out of as soon as the switch is active. And of note, the switch has a 2-minute cooldown on it, so when it is used, it'll be another 2 minutes until it is able to be used again. It is not something that you could keep using over and over again.
That's right. Now 1:38 left on the clock. If you're just joining us on Twitch, welcome. You're checking out the Halo 4 Champions Bundle competition live from the Xbox Lounge at San Diego Comic-Con. We're showing off this content from the bundle for the first time in a 4v4 competition format. This content coming to Halo 4 and Halo 4 matchmaking on August 20th, but you're getting a sneak peek as top teams from around the San Diego Comic-Con attendees are here to compete to take home some Windows 8 phones, as well as gift cards from Verizon and access complimentary to the Champions Bundle when it does go live. So quite a bit on the line. The 2 longest streaks of the day are going to take home that prize, and it looks like so far TWERK team here, led by Naked Eli, is in really good position to be in the finals.
Yeah, I mean, they're basically going to take this to, their streak starts at 1, and now they're going to be going to 2 here. You know, 45 seconds left. That's pretty much all she wrote in this match. But, you know, like again, this team that they're facing, they could get back in line. They could actually face, because we have another set of 8 stations on this stage that is not on stream. So they could actually get back in line, face another team over there, and they could actually have pretty good luck over there, Bravo.
That's right. Looking over the shoulder of Xena and Joe Fries right there. You see as they casually pick up kills and control the map, really having no problem here against these challengers, and they're going to now be waiting for whoever is next in line to face them to continue their streak even further. Looks like 15 seconds left on the clock. They might be able to close it out by score limit, but actually it's going to time limit. So that's something worth noting right there. If they hop in the hill really quick, they might be able to actually end with 250, and right there they do. They beat the clock by just a few seconds, so they're actually going to win that game based on score. A nice job there. Once again, TWERK team extending their lead to 2. The next game type that's going to be up next is Vertigo Slayer. So they've already established that they're a solid Vertigo team. We'll see how they do.